Hello everyone, so let's see if we can make our own pen style pastel from powdered pigment. So I assume this should work because it works for fixing them. So let's try and make our own. And you could probably make it out of a pastel stick too if you grind it down first. But I had this already, powder pigment, a color that I'll probably hardly ever use, so we'll do that one so we don't ruin something that I would use. Some rubbing alcohol. I don't know if 70% is enough. We'll see and find out. Otherwise, there could be 90, might be better. I don't know. And a mixing cup. I should probably use a plastic one, but YOLO. So yeah. And in case you aren't familiar with Pan Pastels, this is a Pan Pastel, an actual branded Pan Pastel. They kind of link together. And it's pastel in basically pot form, like in a pan. Let me open this. So yeah, there it is. That is your pastel right there. Kind of like a big eyeshadow. I actually literally just got this in the mail. See? And then you just brush it right from there. Do whatever you're going to do with it. So I'm going to see if we can make our own. Because I like working off the pan. It's easy. More so than just with the powder, because the powder gets everywhere and I hate that. So let's see if we can do this. Alright, so I got a little scooper here. So the first thing I'm going to do is probably measure out about how much we're going to need. You're probably going to need more than this, I would assume, since it's probably going to pack itself. I don't really know if I want to use this whole big cup, but it's kind of all I got, so we'll just whatever at this point. May as well just use my art supplies. So I'm going to measure out about how much I would need to fill this pan. Alright, that's good enough. I think we could start there. I don't need to come up to the top anyway, so just don't want to waste too much, even though I probably wouldn't use this anyway, but you know, art supplies, wasting, hate it. So I measured what I wanted, plopping it in my cup. Plopped. And now, let me get a mixing stick. Alright, got me my mixing stick here. I'm just going to pour some alcohol in there. Maybe not too much, because we don't want it too wet. And then just start making a paste, I guess. Alright, so that actually went a lot quicker than I thought. I would feel like this is probably good enough. It's not greeny really, so let's start putting this in the little tinny thing. Alright, got my little tinny thing, got my paste, got a little palette knife because I figured this would be easier. Well, palette knife I say, this actually was from a microscope set from when I was a kid. It's like, I don't know, one of the utensils there. So it's a nice little palette knife. So I'm going to take this stuff out. Making a mess. I'm going to scrape this until, oh, this is not a lot at all. I'm going to see if I can find another smaller container because it's going to be a waste. Okay, so I have this other little container, but I'm going to just use the cap because there's not much here after you put the alcohol in it. I just don't want to waste so much if this is not going to work. So let's plop that in the cap there. Of course, it's a little too much for the cap, but we will make do. Nope, I don't think it's going to work either. This is too small. Do I do this? Alright, so I lied. I'm just going to use the cover of the other thing because it's smaller, but still a little more. I guess we'll just make it a little more. I added a little bit more of the alcohol because it was starting to get a little grainy. So let's just start putting that in there. Can I turn this light on? Yeah, I brought the exposure up. Maybe you can see better what I'm doing here. Just putting it in this little container. I'm very ill prepared for this video, but it's just something that kind of popped in my head and I was like, huh, I wonder if I can make one of those. So here we are. This is how that goes. So I need to make a little bit more, I think. Let's just do that because why not? I'm already in mid-disaster. May as well continue. So let me get another cup. Got my other cup. Gonna make a little more. I don't know how much. I'll say probably that's good. Just want to fill the bottom. And probably went through all that, but whatever. I'm not huge on earth pigments anymore, really. I feel like they're just too soft for me, so soft as in like color-wise. Start there, see what we get. I'll use my little palette knife this time. Just a little bit more. Alright, still need more than that. That should be enough. It's probably really dumb that I'm using paper cups because I'm probably going to go right through this cup. That was probably too much. But I say that's good enough, so let's grab our pigment, put it in our jar. All right, I think we got a good amount going here. I should have put the flashlight on before I started this because I can't even see what I'm doing. All right, now I made too much. Ay, mess, mess, mess. All right, let me fix this. All right, so I say this is good enough. So we wasted a little bit of pigment doing that in general. But if you prefer to work this way and this works, it's worth it, I think. So it's hard to get this flat because it keeps, I guess, drying out maybe. But that's a good thing. So maybe drop it a few times, let it do its thing. There it goes. Oh God, oh no. A little too liquidy there. All right, well, we'll say this is done. And so I'm gonna let this evaporate and dry out and see what happens. All right, it's been a full 24 hours and check it out. I think we have our very own little pan pastel made out of pigment powder. Cool. Let's compare this. If we used pigment in that, I'll get a piece of paper and do that. All right, so here we have our made pan pastel thingy and our pigment powder, and let's see what we get. So I have a brush here. Brush this and see what we get on the brush. Oh, look at that. And we go bloop, 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 bloop. 6 pops. Just trying to keep it even. I'm going to rub this off so we're not using the same pigment. And then we pigment powder here. As if I were to use it from there. And there you have it. Very cool. There's a little less pigment here, probably because you don't pick up as much as the powder. Like I can pick up a bunch on here and do wah wah wah, and like, so you're like adding to that kind of. Even still, it's about the same. So it's a little darker because of that. But this, if you like using this style, this is kind of cool actually. Also takes up a lot less space. So yeah, no, it's about the same. It's really not that different. So there you go. You can create your own pan style pastel if you like. And it looks like it's shrunk enough. I could probably, yeah, look at that. Take it out, make a whole little palette out of it if I wanted. So basically what you're doing is condensing the pigment. Because when the alcohol evaporates out, it's just condensed. So that's pretty cool. Actually, I could probably put this on the other side now and have my own pan pastel. So I might actually do this to all my earth pigments because it takes up so much less space. Neat. So yeah, that was a little experimental video that I'm glad went well, and it's kind of a cool thing that you can do that you might not have thought of. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye.